Getting ready. 7:30 is coming quick. Episode 2 is wrapping up on the air as we speak. Y'all looking too cozy right there. We're in beautiful Stonewall Resort in West Virginia. Doesn't get any, wow. I mean, you take a look out the view of them windows. Epic view.
Wild and wonderful.
The wild and wonderful?
West Virginia.
That's West Virginia, the wild and wonderful.
You on live now?
Oh, we're live on Facebook right now. We start watching, see, and wait for a few people to get on there, do a little bit of talking about the episode here.
At least it's not snowing right now.
You know, I've come up here a couple times with you fishing, and I believe we were out in the snow once before.
We've made snowballs. Yeah, we definitely did that last year, matter of fact. Last year.
Oh, that's right. It was when we had the snow, wasn't it?
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, episode 2 on Pursuit Channel is wrapping up. We were going to come live on Facebook at 7:30 to talk about this episode. I'm going to say it was a little bit of an experience fishing in 20-degree weather on Lake of Egypt in Illinois. As you've seen in that episode, there's a lot of it that you don't see of how cold it was. We took a lunch break one day. It was pretty chilly at 20 degrees outside.
It would be. Did your hands get cold?
Oh yeah, they were real cold. Well, when we come, we're going to start coming live after every episode, and we're going to be calling this After the Bite. So all of you folks that tune in and see the stories that we tell on the Direction, you're going to be able to talk to us live, and we're going to discuss what we did, how we did it on After the Bite. We're going to be joined here a little bit later this afternoon, here evening. Hey, it's live. You mess up, it stays live. But Justin Berry's going to be getting on with us here in a few minutes. Justin was the guy that you saw through the episode that was kind of in the background. He's a good friend of Mike Helton. Mike Helton of Denali Rods. Mike was on the episode with us. Jimmy Jennings, my other real good friend. We took Jimmy up there just because it was cold. And Jimmy, oh, he loves the cold. But Justin's a great crappie fisherman. He was kind enough to go out and show us around Lake of Egypt and how he catches these fish in these super cold water and super cold conditions. What you don't know about Lake of Egypt is it's actually a power plant lake. So that lake has some warm water in it all the time. If you can endure these 20-degree temperatures, these crappie flat bite in them cold temps. It was a blast and a neat experience. Justin, we're going to be talking with him in a little bit, and he's going to tell about what he does and how he does it. What I am going to say is the neatest thing that I learned was using my electronics and riding around, finding these crappie literally on the electronics, and then pulling over to them and catching them. That is just a neat experience. What a way to eliminate tons of water. Justin actually went out on the water at 3 o'clock in the morning and started scanning, looking for areas that these crappie were on, kind of schooled up. And Justin, you're a real man out there in that cold weather in the middle of the night like that. I don't know if I would do that for somebody, but we sure appreciate you doing that. Justin was, somewhat our camera boat, but he was definitely guiding us around and showing us what to do. You always got to refer to your notes when you're doing a live, because we got to make sure we don't skip any segments that we need to be doing. On the episode, as I said, Mike Helton. Mike's with Denali Rods. Mike's a great friend. What a tremendous product those guys have. They take good care of me. Mike's, as I said, just more of a friend than anything. We've been to Mexico together. We've been a lot of places. Jimmy Jennings, this guy has always been a great support. He is a guy that has pushed the direction and said, let's do something great with it. Let's have a purpose. Let's tell people's story, and let's share some fun fishing. This After the Bite's going to get into what we're going to say, the tactics and tackle side, because we don't want that in our show every week saying, oh, here's this bait, this bait, this bait. We want to be able to tell a story, and then afterwards you can come to After the Bite and we'll tell you more about the products, the things that we use, and you can come back and watch this live video later on and find out what we did use, how we did it, and so on and so forth. It's kind of a different approach for television because a lot of people like that information right in their show. I want to be able to tell a story. We want to be able to take somebody with us and share more about the individual and about the experience and being on the water. And, you know, Mark, you've been in a boat with me. You know, the good times that we have in a boat. Oh, yeah. Man, them are
memories.
The memories and the friendships. I mean, you laughed about the snow and I remember.
I wasn't laughing at the time.
No, but it's but those are what it's about. Right. And I really enjoy sharing that with the direction. But the products and the sponsors and the people that, you know, what we're going to say, fund these shows and make it happen. You've got to promote them, and because they do make it happen. And the neat part with me is that the products we do have and the people that we have involved, they're really most of the time good friends and people that I really enjoy doing business with and done business with. You know, Ranger Boats, I've run Ranger Boat for, I don't even want to guess, and I don't want to even guess how many of them I have. You know, just what an awesome ride. Actually, you have a Ranger as well.
521C.
And there you go, 521C. You got the new 521L out now. But it's like Ranger Boats. It's like Denali rods. It's
we're an extended family as well, the Ranger family.
Absolutely. We shared that in the last episode. You know, we had some military guys on, and we actually, you know, gave them some hats and some things, and, you know, and I told, you know, from Ranger Boats, you know, handing them that product, because it's a neat bond of guys who really have those boats, and especially when you look at their pro staff and some of those guys, you know, that's a neat,
and, you know,
family.
Another thing too, I had a Ranger boat for 2 boats in a row, 3 Rangers, and then I got into another brand, and I had a problem with the other brand, so I did typically what I do is call the brand, say I have a problem with this, well, you must do this, 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 and this. That's not that way with Ranger. Ranger, you have a problem, you call out to Flip in Arkansas, you talk to Bob, or you talk to one of the other guys in the parts department. They apologize for your inconvenience, they ship the part to you, and you're back on the water. Yeah, they're great boat manufacturer, love them, and been fortunate to be with them. Well, is Justin Berry live out there yet, or have we got Justin on there yet? And this is going to be brand new. I've never done this before. So we're going to be talking to Justin. And Justin, can you talk to everybody right now?
Couple seconds.
Couple seconds there.
Alrighty, he's on there.
All right, Justin, am I able to hear you is the question?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I've been talking highly of you here. The first thing I want to tell you is thank you for going out at 3 o'clock in the morning and riding around in that 20-degree weather. I'm always impressed with all the pictures, all the places that you're always catching these crappie. And, you know, I'm primarily a bass fisherman overall, but I love catching crappie. And as you've seen on that episode, we carried a big T-shirt of putting them in the box because crappie got to be one of my favorite fish to eat as well. But, you know, Justin, tell me a little bit about this cold water. You have an obsession for this cold and catching these crappie.
Oh, yeah. It's a great obsession. I mean, if you can stand the cold, I mean, you can just put limits and limits in the boat. If you're a diehard crappie fan, I mean, you can, when you know they're there, if you can stand the cold, just get out there and get it. I mean, I don't know what there is to say about it. You're catching fish. A man's going to do anything they want to do to catch a fish. Stand the cold, you're going to do it.
Well, the thing that amazed me is you went out there and correct me if I'm wrong, but you went out and scanned looking for these fish on a depth finder. I mean, we rode side by side multiple times or a little ways apart of each other, and you would literally graph them fish and tell me, hey, look, they're coming up. And you literally find these schools of fish with your side imaging
Right.
and
That's right. This lake right here, I've told plenty of friends and other guys that's asked me, this lake will either make you or break you, but you got to use your electronics 24/7. It's not like, let me go to my hot spot. On the winter time, you got to start fresh on the lake and you got to use your electronics. If you don't know how to use your electronics, you won't do good at all.
it was sometimes it was pretty much game on, and then sometimes they were still a little stubborn and didn't want to bite as well.
Yeah. I mean, one thing for sure is that they've moved fast there. I mean, me and a bunch of my buddies, you think they're there by the 100 of the school, and you scan back around and you got to move again. Some of them stay there, some of them don't, for sure. So that's why you got to stay on top of your electronics to stay on top of the fish, stay on top of the bite.
Well, that was probably the most interesting part for me. And then, of course, how we got in contact with each other and how we kind of met up was kind of a mutual friend, Mike Helton.
That's right.
And, Mike's tremendous to both of us, and Denali, what a product they build, and I enjoy more Mike and Scott and the guys that own the company and what they're about, and it reflects in the product that they build.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they got a great product. Great product. I mean, it's something they listen to too. Anything that we want to try to do or design, I mean, they'll listen to us and make what we need, for sure. We was using the 7'6" dock rods, Prime Series up there. We was in high winds, whatever, to get that cast out there. That's what we was using, for sure. And then I branched off and started using their fish and bass rod, and I love it. I love all the rods, for sure.
Now, the long rods that we're using were the Prime Series rods, am I correct?
Correct. That was the 10 or 12 foot heavy jig rods that we used over some structure. Double time, double jigs there, just jigging them out. That's what we was using. We was using casting rods and jigs.
Right. Well, so, and then we got to tying 2 jigs on there, and I believe these were 16th ounce jig heads. And the little bait, what was the little bait we were using?
We using Bobby Garland baby shad. I got my favorite colors here, but I mean, what we was mostly using was using anywhere from some bluegrass to Screamer Glow to bluegrass, anywhere to Patriot. Patriot was using real key that day. Sunny days for sure. But that's what we use on the casting rods and on the jigging rods is what we.
Well, that was definitely a lot of. I enjoyed, jigging for them, having the 2 baits on there, and just.
Yeah, feeling that thump. You was feeling that thump, wasn't you?
Oh yeah, and you're out there, you're freezing cold, but I just wanted to keep on going. I know we had to take let's see, we ended up taking a lunch break and warming up one day. We have to admit that.
Oh, yeah. We, I think probably next time we go out, we need a heater. We put me and my buddy had a propane heater in it this past winter. It was -1 degree that morning. It's helpful for sure.
Well, I just got back from Florida fishing with Jimmy Jennings, and of course, Jimmy was out there with us in the cold, and I told him, I said, in Florida, I said, what? I think we need to go back to Illinois in that cold weather. I don't know if I got Jimmy convinced to going back there.
Oh no! Hey, if you got any power plant lake around you, and there's crappie in that lake, you get out there during the winter time, and you put 2 and 2 together. You put the timing on the water, catch some good crappie. Promise you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, Justin, I believe you do quite a bit of crappie tournaments and fishing quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I try to do a few tournaments through a year, but anytime I got a day off or I schedule a vacation, I'm hitting that water 24.
Well, I know I can't thank you enough for one, getting out there and committing your time to helping us. You know, it's a big paying job, as you well know. But it was awesome for you to take the time out with me, Jimmy, and Mike, and the direction, and let us come out there and experience Lake of Egypt. And that's really all I can say is thank you. And is there anything else you want to share while you're on here with us?
If you can stand the cold weather, get out there and crappie fish. They're going to eat and they're going to bite for sure. But no, we got, we've been talking. We're going to put in books next time we go around for sure. Ready to go.
Well, once again, we appreciate it. And I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the sponsors and saying thanks to all you folks that make this show happen. One Call Concepts, 811, all the team of 811 folks out there who, we got to get that safe digging message out there to folks to always call 811 before you dig. That's what it's safe. It can keep you safe. I'm a landscaper. I say it all the time. I own the landscape company. I know the importance of 811 and making sure that people call before they dig. Denali rods, Ranger boats, and TH Marine, that did not say Power Pole, many others. I want to thank you guys for making the direction possible. Next week, 7:30 after the bite, check us out again on Facebook. We'll talk about the episode. We'll talk with who's been on there and try to tell you how we caught them and what we did. We appreciate you following us.